Hey everyone, and welcome to a brand new adventure. Today, we're traveling back in time, thousands of years ago, to a land of pyramids, pharaohs, and incredible stories. Meet Sami, a curious 10-year-old explorer with a thirst for knowledge, and his amazing sidekick, Robo, a super smart, friendly robot. They're about to embark on an epic journey to discover what life was really like in ancient Egypt. Are you ready to join them? Let's go. Our story begins as Sami and Robo arrive in a bustling Egyptian town, with the warm sun shining down. The air is filled with the sounds of people talking, donkeys braying, and the gentle lapping of the Nile River nearby. "Wow, Robo!" Sami exclaimed, his eyes wide with wonder. "Look at this place. It's so different from home. What are those houses made of?" Robo whirred cheerfully. "Calculating, these homes are built from mud bricks, Sami. The ancient Egyptians would mix mud from the Nile River with straw and sand, press it into molds, and let it bake hard in the sun. It was a simple but effective way to build strong houses that kept them cool from the desert heat." Sami pointed to a family gathered outside their home. "They look so busy. What are they doing?" "Scanning. That family is preparing their daily meals, Sami. The mother is grinding wheat to make bread, which was a staple of their diet. The father is likely a farmer or a craftsman, heading to work." Life in ancient Egypt was very community-oriented. As they walked, the scent of fresh bread filled the air. They saw children playing a game with stones and a markboard, their laughter echoing through the narrow streets. It looked like so much fun. Sami felt a pang of excitement. This was way more interesting than just reading about it in a book. Next, Sami and Robo headed towards the lifeblood of Egypt, the magnificent Nile River. They saw farmers working in the lush green fields along its banks. "Robo, why is everything so green here, but a sandy desert just over there?" Sami asked, shielding his eyes from the sun. "Excellent question, Sami. It's all thanks to the Nile. Every year, the river would flood, depositing a rich, dark soil called silt onto the surrounding land. This made the soil incredibly fertile, perfect for growing crops like wheat, barley, and flax. The Egyptians called this fertile land the Black Land, and the desert the Red Land." Sami watched as farmers used a tool that looked like a giant seesaw to lift water from the river into irrigation channels. "What's that thing?" "That, Sami, is called a shaft. It's a clever invention that allowed farmers to easily move water to their fields. This helped them grow enough food to feed the entire population, even during the dry season. The Nile wasn't just a river, it was the source of life for all of Egypt." They saw boats with large sails gliding gracefully down the river, carrying goods from one town to another. The Nile was a superhighway for trade and transportation, connecting the vast kingdom from north to south. Leaving the fertile fields behind, Sami and Robo ventured into a busy marketplace. It was a vibrant explosion of colors, sounds, and smells. Merchants shouted out their prices, displaying everything from pottery and baskets to fruits and fish. "Look at all this stuff," Sami said, fascinated by a stall filled with beautiful, intricate jewelry. There were necklaces with blue lapis lazuli stones and bracelets shaped like scarab beetles. "Who makes all these amazing things?" "These are the work of skilled craftsmen, Sami," Robo explained, projecting a small hologram of a goldsmith at work. Artisans were highly respected in Egyptian society. They included jewelers, carpenters, sculptors, and potters. They would often work in large workshops, creating beautiful objects for temples, pharaohs, and wealthy families. Their skills were passed down from generation to generation. Sami picked up a small clay figurine of a cat. "Why are there so many cat statues?" Scanning data on ancient Egyptian beliefs. Cats were very special animals in ancient Egypt, Sami. They were associated with the goddess Bastet and were believed to bring good luck and protect the home from pests like mice and snakes. Many families kept them as beloved pets. Sami carefully placed the figurine back. It was incredible to think about how much care and skill went into every single object. These weren't just things, they were pieces of history, each telling a story. Their next stop was a place Sami had been dreaming of seeing, a temple school. Inside a grand courtyard, they saw a group of boys sitting on the floor, practicing writing on pieces of broken pottery and wooden boards. "Is this a school, Robo?" Sami whispered, not wanting to disturb them. "It looks so different from my school." "Correct, Sami. This is where the sons of priests and scribes learn to read and write." It was a great privilege to get an education in ancient Egypt. Most children did not attend school and instead learned their parents' trade at home. "What are they writing?" Sami asked, squinting at the strange symbols. "They are learning hieroglyphics, the ancient Egyptian writing system. It's a complex system with hundreds of picture-like symbols. The students who mastered this skill could become scribes, who were very important people. They were responsible for keeping records, writing letters, and recording historical events. Their work is how we know so much about ancient Egypt today." Robo projected an image of a papyrus scroll. Scribes wrote on papyrus, a type of paper made from the reeds of the papyrus plant that grew along the Nile. It was a long and difficult process to become a scribe, but it was one of the best ways to achieve a higher status in society. Sami imagined himself sitting there, learning to draw the beautiful and mysterious symbols. It must have been so challenging, but also incredibly rewarding. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the sand, Sami and Robo stood before the most iconic symbols of Egypt, the Great Pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx. Sami felt a shiver of awe run down his spine. They were even bigger and more majestic than he had ever imagined. "Robo, how did they build these?" Sami asked, his voice full of reverence. "That is one of history's greatest questions, Sami," Robo replied softly. "The pyramids were built as magnificent tombs for the pharaohs. It took tens of thousands of skilled workers decades to complete a single pyramid. They quarried massive blocks of stone, transported them on barges down the Nile, and then pulled them up giant ramps into place. It was an extraordinary feat of engineering, planning, and human effort. For just one person?" Sami asked, astonished. "The pharaohs were believed to be living gods, Sami. The Egyptians thought that by preserving the pharaoh's body and providing them with treasures for the afterlife, they would ensure the continued prosperity and stability of the entire kingdom. The pyramids were not just tombs, they were gateways to eternity." Sami stared at the pyramids, their peaks glowing golden in the fading light. He thought about the farmers in the fields, the craftsmen in the market, the scribes in the temple, and the builders who created these incredible monuments. He realized that ancient Egypt wasn't just about pharaohs and pyramids, it was about the everyday people whose hard work and beliefs built one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever known. "It's time to go, Sami," Robo said gently. Sami took one last look around. "Thank you for showing me all of this, Robo. It was the best adventure ever." "You are welcome, Sami. The past is full of incredible stories waiting to be discovered. And as our adventures fade away, we're left with the timeless beauty of the Egyptian landscape. From the simple mud brick homes to the monumental pyramids, life in ancient Egypt was a tapestry of hard work, innovation, and deep belief. We hope you enjoyed this journey back in time with Sami and Robo. What was your favorite part of ancient Egyptian life? And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing adventures through history. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.